It's another day. It's day 36, and today started off quite early because when my cook came in the morning at about 7, I also got up. I was like, okay, let's see if I can stay awake through the day if I get up early. So today my cook was making chicken, and she wanted to use cashew for the gravy or something, and she did a very very stupid thing. Basically, so I have this bags in which like you get nuts, right? So they are resealable bags, right? So I've cut the top off, and you can seal it again, right? But she didn't understand, like when she was taking out the cashews from one such bag, and she just cut the top off. She was like, it's sealed, I just cut the top off. So I after a while, when I went to check on my cook what she was doing, I saw that she had tied this bag up with rubber bands and kept it. I was trying out different editors for the vlog, the last vlog. I tried Filmora and Canva, but both of them had like so much restriction. So when you come from like using a professional tool like After Effects or Premiere Pro for editing, and then you go to some tool like Canva or Filmora, you feel there's so much lacking, right? You could do so much more in After Effects or Premiere. So I just wasn't able to make myself comfortable doing it in either of those softwares. So I switched back to After Effects, and I did the editing in that software itself. Then after that, I had my appointment with my physiotherapist at 10:30. So I headed over there, and this was my first day at the physiotherapy. So she kind of like tried to understand what the problem was. So there's a little bit of back pain. So she said that it's a lower back. So she said that it's not spine related problem. It's just a mechanical load that has caused this back thing. And I remember, like, once I started going for the cult group classes, the it this started because over there, you're doing in a group session, you're picking up weights. Usually the trainer does look at your form, but obviously it's difficult for him or her because there are so many people over there doing group classes, and if you go wrong with your form in certain kinds of heavy weights, you can really hurt your back. And I think that is from where I got this back problem, and it's been there for some time. She taught me 3 exercises that I have to do at home 3 times a day. I decided that yeah, I'll take the physiotherapy for 7 sessions, about something like that. And then I came out, and just below the physiotherapy, there's a very good dosa place which sells a lot of different kind of innovative kind of dosa, like pizza dosa and all that. But I had the most basic one, which was a plain masala dosa. So I had that, and then I came home. Once the vlog editing was completed, I scheduled it for an upload at 3 p.m. and I went to have lunch. It was about 2 o'clock, and I thought that okay, now let's head to the gym. So I went to the gym, and I went in my car for some reason. I don't know why, because this new gym has a car park, and I was like, all the gyms that I go to, there's hardly any space to even keep your scooter, let alone a car. So when I saw this huge car park outside this new gym, I was like, I have to take my car one day. And that was yesterday, and that was a big mistake also. I'll tell you why. So I took my car and I went to the gym, and I was doing treadmill. Uh, and while doing treadmill, this HR called from this Mutter Studios, and she talked to me for a long while about what the role was and all that. And then she was like, your budget is out of our what we have for this role, so you can apply as a freelancer. We'll see if any project comes, we can hand you a project as a freelancer. So it not only it ruined my workout, there was no good outcome also to it. Then after that, I went back and I finished my workout, and I did a lot of stretching. I did all the exercises that my physiotherapist also told me to. And then after that, I started to come back. So now the problem happened because I had come in my car, and this was like about the time that when office people start going back home, about 4 or 5ish. So there was a lot of traffic on the way back, and like it was like it took me a hell of a lot time to get back home. But the good thing was that I noticed that there's a lot of cherry blossom kind of like trees, the pink trees that come in Bangalore, right, all along the road, and it was really beautiful, very nice. I was missing like my camera that I have. I got this camera from back at my old house, this old camera was there which uses like a film reel on the back. And I have been wanting to take like photos of Bangalore with this camera, but whenever I see something beautiful, I don't have this camera on me for some reason. And yesterday also I didn't have it. A side note is that, when you're looking out for jobs and you are at a high package, that you were at a high package, I was, so it's kind of difficult, because even when you apply for the same kind of positions that you were, like I had applied for a creative director, and their budget is so less, like their budget is probably half of what your salary was. So I do not know what is happening currently in the creative industry, why the budget is so less for creative people. But if my thought process over here is that if I am applying for the same role that I was, which is like creative direction or visual design in a startup, then I should get equal or more than what I was getting. If I'm applying for a MNC, like I have applied at Deloitte, so if I'm applying for a MNC and I get a role which they are willing to pay less, I'm okay with that, because it's an MNC and it's a much more stable job. So I'm okay with that. Or if I'm getting into a new field, like if I'm getting into UI UX as a, not at a creative director position, right? Because I don't have that many years of experience as a UI UX person, right? So if that is the case, then also I'm okay taking a pay cut. But in the same industry, in the same position, I would probably not take it and keep it as my last option. So another HR also reached out to me while at night. That was an HR for Winner Brands, and they were considering me for a lead position as a designer in a organic farm company. Actually, it was one of the milk and dairy companies in Bangalore. So again, there also budget was like half of what my previous salary was. So again, I kind of like didn't reply back to that email, even though I'll kind of inform them that this is my expectation in terms of the salary. So if you have any other positions open for that somewhere in that budget, then I would be okay for it. Once I was home, like basically I worked on the Framer website that I'm making. So while working on it, I realized, like there are so much things on Framer that's again like how Canva or Filmora was for me in terms of coming from an After Effects or a Premiere Pro, something like that. Because in Framer there are a lot of limitations with respect to like the animations you can do. There's small things that you cannot do in Framer, like like if you put a container and you put a border, the border cannot have a gradient, it has to be a solid color. So I was really stuck with that, because I wanted the certain elements, like the partners of the brand, I wanted to put their logos and put it within a container which has like the colors of the German flag, but I couldn't do it because there is no gradient in Framer. So yeah, so figuring out the small things, what is possible, what is not, it's taking a lot of time basically. But I was able to give like a decent structure to the website. At night I was watching one small video. It was about how to reset your dopamine, and basically they were saying that we are over simulated with the amount of social media we watch. Just summarize the video for you, and there were the three important things that he was telling. One is take boring breaks. So basically, like suppose I am working on this website, and I'm working on it for like 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and then I decided to take a break, and in that break I do something which is more stimulating than the work that I'm doing, right? When I get back to my work, it would be more boring than what I was doing during my break, right? So that is what he was telling, that take boring breaks. During your breaks, do something which is less stimulating than the work that you're doing, and then that is when you will find that you can get into the flow of your work more easily, and you enjoy the work that you're doing more. The second, what he was telling is that do one thing at a time, right? So basically what he was saying, that because you need to put your complete focus and concentration, that was again what I was talking about in my last video, that you need to concentrate in what you're doing. The last point was inhabit the mundane, right? And the in-betweens in life. So usually our tendency is that when we are sitting or we are waiting for something, out of just just awkwardness of other people being around and me just sitting over there for no reason, we take out our phone and we start scrolling, right? So basically what he was saying is that don't do that. It's a very bad thing that like we always associate our free time with scrolling or doing something on our phone which is not even productive and which is not required, but we do it to fill in these gaps, right? And I'm shooting this vlog in the morning because I wanted to see how the lighting looks in the morning. That's it for day 36. See you in the next vlog.